Greetings, folks. This is Mason Weaver and the Mason Weaver Show. Short video coming from San Diego, California, my adopted hometown. Here for a couple of days on some business, and I'm just wondering about this news. Gas prices here are almost $7 a gallon, and gas prices are going to go up all over the country. This morning, your president, you people, your president is announcing that he is going to punish Russia for their invasion of Ukraine by stopping buying oil and energy from Russia. Your president has decided that after the invasion of Russia, of Ukraine, which he knew was coming, the weak sanctions on the rich folks in Russia has not turned into effect. The price of gas and oil has gone up because President Biden has shut down the Keystone pipelines and restricted drilling all over this country. We saw Senator Elizabeth Warren, say a few weeks ago, that if we had solar energy and wind energy and geo energy, Russia would not have any power right now. Gee, Elizabeth, Joe, we have enough power, enough oil, enough coal, enough natural gas, enough fuel energy to supply ourselves and the world. But you cut it down because you are Democrats. And Democrats hate America. Democrats hate success, they love dependency, they love misery, they love panic, they love depression. Democrats manage misery. And old folks like me have seen it repeatedly. You young people think that they have the idea because they're very good at explaining their dream to you. But Joe Biden's on TV this morning and talk about how we're going to stop buying oil from Russia. And I guarantee you tomorrow, your gas will be higher. Tomorrow. Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden does not want to produce oil in America because they believe that will lead to something called global warming. Most of us folks call it climate. So they are using that. I guess there's something magical about the oil in America that causes global warming. But if you buy it from Russia or Saudi Arabia or Iran or any of our enemies, that's good. That's okay. They support our energy. They support our enemy. I recall in Berkeley, in college, when a communist Berkeley professor said to me, if we wake up tomorrow morning and find Russian tanks coming down the streets of Berkeley, the citizens will give up their Constitution for safety. They believe that, folks. It's hard for us to understand. They believe that. That's why I wrote the book. The Democratic Party hates America. You're going to find a link to it below. Get this doggone book, understand. From gun control to God to freedom to black folks to white folks, they hate everything about your nation that you love. So gas is going to go up tomorrow. They're going to get as high as possible. They've always wanted high gas prices. If you track the price of gas as opposed to the power Democrats have, you'll be surprised what you see. They chase everything higher. Crime is higher. Unemployment is higher. Gas prices are higher. Housing prices are higher. Food prices are higher. Look at every communist, Democrat-controlled country. Food lines, empty store shelves. Everyone. It tells us all we need to know. But we're deceived so easily out here. We're deceived so completely. We get all our news from each other, about each other from them. We let them tell us what to fear. How do you know there's a war in Russia, in Ukraine right now? How do you know there's a war in Ukraine right now? You know only because that little black box on the wall tells you that the war is going on. They got pictures they've used repeatedly from past wars. They got pictures online now that you have seen before in other wars. The same bombs, the same people being hurt, the same tragedy. You see it. It's a Hollywood production. But we're told who to hate, we're told who to get rid of, and we're following along. And people say, Mason, then how did we get the news? This is the day of information. You're watching me on a cell phone right now that's hundreds of times more powerful than the shuttle that went to the moon. You have information at your fingertips. But you let them tell you what to think, tell you how to feel, tell you what to do, and you tell you how to think of each other. It's always negative. It's always negative. They do foolish, stupid things in front of us, like homosexual marriages. Stupid as heck. Hey, you know, it's crazy. You know, this idea of gender neutrality. How many genders do you have? How many pronouns you gonna have? We all know that's foolish. But they try to make us feel odd for saying it. We know it's insane to have a 14-year-old boy go to a 14-year-old girl's bathroom in school. Everyone knows that. But it seems like all they're teaching us in school are absurd thoughts. Absurd thoughts. They go to school board meetings. If you've been to a school board meeting lately, you've seen them insult your intelligence. Not only your intelligence, they insult your ability and right to be a parent. They exert authority over you because they think they're over you. Your elected officials believe their job is to guide and support you and take care of your kids for you. They believe that your kids belong to them. They keep saying, our children, our children, our children. Every statistic that you wish to gather is available to you. Give me an example. Birth rates, death rates, divorce rates, poverty rates, rates for crime, rates for injury. They're all recorded by the U.S. Census Bureau. Every divorce in America has to go to court to happen. Every divorce, every marriage in America has to go down to get a license and file to the state. Everyone that's injured, every car accident, every birth, it's all recorded. And all these statistics you get from people are those who go to the U.S. Census Bureau and get this report, they report out, and then they will tell you what they think. But they lie. They will say the divorce rate in America is 50%. Everyone believes that because everyone says that. It's a lie. It's a lie. Huge lie. It has never been in the history of our country, even before the history of our country, never been over 5%. But they tell you it's 50%. What they mean is that an individual is a 50% chance of being divorced. They don't tell you the chance of split ups for shacking up. They don't tell you that. Or dating. They don't tell you that. But if the divorce rate, though, how you measure that is really simple. You start January the 1st, and you go to December 31st, and the people that are married on January the 1st, or during that year, married and get a divorce. How many are married? How many get a divorce? You have 93, 94 million people married in America and 2 or 3 million divorces. The divorce rate is 3 to 4%. But they don't tell you. They want you to think there's no hope in getting married, no hope, and they put man and woman against each other. They divide us up. So I want to talk to you Christians out here. It's time to get to work, folks. Showtime. Biden is using the war to increase the pain on you. You want to make Russia hurt? Open up Keystone pipelines. Open up the drilling in Alaska. Open up the drilling of the offshore platforms we have in the Gulf. Flood the market. See, it doesn't matter if it's Russian oil or Saudi Arabian oil in the pipeline. It affects the price of gas everywhere. So if you increase the supply, in the pipeline, the price of fuel has to go down. The reason why is that it costs a lot of money to explore the oil, to look for it. That's a very, very big expense. It costs a lot of money to pump it out with very expensive equipment, environmental concerns. Then they ship the oil on these very expensive pipelines to a refinery where they make diesel and gasoline and kerosene and propane and everything else. Very expensive process. And then they have these trucks. It's a very special truck to take it to the gas station, which, by the way, costs millions of dollars to build a gas station. So all that money is being paid for by the oil in the pipeline. No place in that pipeline can the oil stop running. It has to keep flowing because nobody owns all the means of production here. So if you put oil in a pipeline and it gets to the refinery and there's no place for it, that's money built up. The refinery has to keep it going. The pipeline has to go to the gas station. So if you have too much oil in the pipeline, the price of gas has to come down to keep the oil flowing, If there's too little oil in the pipeline, the price of gas goes up. There's ways to make the price of gas going up artificially. Like in LA County, they got special laws of special kind of gas. In Chicago, special laws, special kind of gas has to be filtered and maintained by Chicago standards, by LA, not the county, not the state, not the federal government, these little cities. So you got to have a special refinery section, special storage, special trucks, special tanks at the gas station. That's all expensive. They're just raising the price. So the price of everything that uses oil, everything that uses energy, the price goes up. The price to drive that truck down the street to Walmart goes up. The price to generate the electricity for Walmart goes up. The price of your gas, the price of your tires, the price of things on the shelf, everything on the shelf at every store costs oil. And they're trying to starve us into submission. They're trying to starve us into submission. They will give up your sons and daughters. They will kill your children and kill you to maintain power because the Democratic Party is evil. Always been evil. Black folks, they own every ghetto in America. They own every ghetto in America. Every city you saw black man shot last year in riots were Democratic-controlled districts. They're the party of poverty and misery, always have been. They haven't changed. They haven't switched. That is a lie. They changed their names. They're the same. It's time for America to reject the philosophy, the spirit of the Democratic Party. They took this nation to war in a civil war to keep slaves of human beings. That's who they are, folks, and always have been. And it's time we get tired of having these clowns in any kind of places of power before us. They got you thinking I'm different because I'm a different color than you are. How stupid is that? They got you believing that white people hate black people and black people hate white people, but you don't see that with your eyes. You only see it on TV. You don't see it with your own eyes. You go around the nation, you buy gas, you go to restaurants, you go to ball games, you do not see it because it doesn't exist. It's nonsense. So let's stop that. They will not stop, folks, until we stop them. They will not stop until we get enough. They will not stop until we force them to stop. It's time to stand up. They have not got punished. The things they do have not got punished. Right now, COVID is over because we've had enough. They know we had enough now. They're backing down. You ain't seen Fauci, whatever the guy's name is, for weeks because they know the game is over. And Russia's taking the attention off of this. But once we get back on our feet and realize what they've done to us, once we look at the real research that's out there, what they've done to us, they won't go to jail. They won't be punished because we don't punish them. So they will not stop. If you got enough of this, you better stand up for this. Join us at leavetheplantation.org. We're going to see if we can put some pressure on these folks. We're going to make sure the election time comes back. We're going to remember this. But we need your help. You got to stop giving them attention and start giving us attention. You got to stop asking them to treat you better and take over your life. If you're going to be free, you must act like you're free. This is Mason. Stay right or be left. Eternity is a long time to be wrong. See you later.